Hi, all, welcome back to Life Notes with Priyanka. Today, I want to talk about something very personal about outgrowing not just habits, but people, situation, and even an older version of myself. I come from a very simple background, as I told in my earlier podcast, a small village, a family where everything was a struggle. And growing up, I became very aware of what we didn't have. Not because I felt it on my own, but because people around me made sure, I felt it. Family functions were not happy memories, and sometimes they were uncomfortable. When they used to come our home to village, so we used to make sure like whatever we had. Uh, Make it little prettier and then have tasty food for them and then make sure they are comfortable, but it wasn't the same when we go to city to attend some functions. So they will make sure that they will say things which make us feel that we don't have enough. The people looked at us and then the comment about clothes and then about not having jewelries and then sometimes even worse, right, like relatives feeling embarrassed to introduce us to their relatives. And I still remember this very clearly. And some of them would say things like, even if you study at the end of the day, a girl's place in the kitchen, washing utensils, taking care of family. I was so young when I heard these things, and I didn't fully understand then why people had to be so mean, right? I wasn't trying to prove anything back then. I was just wanted a little affection, a little acceptance, and then all I received were, a very bitter words. And maybe that's where it started, the feeling of I'll prove them wrong. I started telling myself, I'll study, I'll work hard, I will change my life, and then I'll make my parents proud. And one day they're gonna see. For a long time, that became my fuel. Everything I had, that silent voice behind it, I will show them, I'll prove them. And slowly, life did change. Things got better. I started achieving things, and then I could give my family a better life. And then we were doing financially little better compared to our previous years. But something unexpected happened, right? The same people who once had these comments about feeling embarrassed, some of them changed, not into supportive people, but into people who felt distant and uncomfortable, and then even more jealous. So that's when I realized something. Proving people wrong doesn't always give you peace, right? Because when you live your life trying to prove something, you're still tied to them, still affected by their opinion, still carrying their words in your head. So slowly I started changing. I'm still changing. I started understanding something very important. Not everything people say deserves to be taken personally. Maybe their words came from their mindset, their own limitations, their own way of seeing the world. And then I don't have to carry that, right? And then I stopped wanting their validation. I stopped expecting them to understand me. I was stopped trying to explain my journey. So, and more importantly, I started letting go of the version of me who was constantly trying to prove something. Now I don't want to prove, I just want to live peacefully, quietly, on my own terms. So, outgrowing people is not always loud, sometimes it's silent. You just stop reacting, stop explaining, and stop expecting. And it doesn't mean you hate them, it just means you have chosen peace. You have chosen yourself. I still respect where I come from, I still carry those memories, but I don't want to let them control who I am becoming. And maybe that's what growth really is. But no longer taking that opinions personally. If you ever felt like this, you are not alone. And it's okay to outgrow people, habits, and even your past. That's it for today. See you in the next episode.